Hello everyone, I'm Shweta from Sunshine Academy. Already the 5 chapters from business studies we have uploaded in our YouTube channel. Please view all the videos. We support you to learn and understand business studies conceptual wise and practically you can gain in knowledge. So in this section, I'm going to start with chapter number 6, that is staffing. Staffing is one of the function of management which plays the most important role towards achieving the organizational goal. Now let us learn what is this staffing. See, staffing means putting people to job is called as staffing. And here we call staffing as a process of finding right people for right job. So for finding right people at right job, it begins with identification of workforce requirement, recruitment, selection, placement, training, promotion, performance appraisal, and development of workforce. See here, identification of workforce requirement means, so first thing we need to identify how many number of hours workload is there in our organization. Depending on workload, we need to recruit, we need to select, we need to provide and placement training, everything. So what is this recruitment? See, recruitment means stimulating, motivating, encouraging employees to apply for the job is called as recruitment. I think you people already will be seeing there will be an advertisement like, so in a particular organizations we have an job openings like within salary, within PF, within additional benefit. See, these all the things the companies will display the advertisement because whoever there is a need of finding a job and the advertisement which suits and candidate they can apply for the job. Okay, that is called as recruitment. And selection, in the recruitment we will receive an biodatas of n candidates. In the biodata the complete information regarding a candidates will be there. So depending on that we can select the biodatas which suits to our organization is called as selection. Selecting the right people to a right place is called as selection. Once the candidate is selected, placement will be given. Placement means we are giving in charge to a person who has been selected. Okay, once the newly appointed employee is placed, training will be given. Even though he is an experienced, training is required because every organization's working style differs. When we provide training to an employees, they will come to know the complete environment of newly appointed place. So that is the reason the training has to be provided. So after giving training, performance appraisal will be done for a newly appointed employee. If he is satisfied, promotion will be given. So these all the activities will support towards the growth of newly appointed employee. So this complete process we call it as in staffing. See here I've given the picture. See, the first we need to identify the workforce. Once the workforce is identified, we need to recruit, we need to select, we need to we need to give and placement. Training facilities has to be given, promotion will be done, performance evaluation has to be done. These all the things will activities will make the newly appointed employee to gain knowledge and execute his responsibilities. That is called as in development. So this entire process we call it as in staffing. And now we are going to learn what are the importance of staffing. The first important is staffing always supports to discover. What to discover? We will identify the workload requirement. That is called as in discovering. And depending on the identifications, we need to obtain a competent personnel. For that, staffing is required. Staffing function contributes higher performance by putting right person on the right job. Staffing function always support us to place a right person to a right place. And staffing always support staffing is a continuous process which support us to survival and growth of an organization. Staffing always gives an optimum utilization of human resources, and avoiding the excess or shortage of personnel staffing is required. And staffing always provides an job satisfaction and morale of an employees, and fair remuneration has to be given to an employees. Okay, see, staffing is very much important because for discovering and obtaining competent personnel to receive an higher performance through placing the right person at a right job. For continuous survival and growth, staffing is required. For optimum utilization of human resources with avoiding excess or shortage of personnel, staffing is required. For job satisfaction and to increase morale of an employees and for fixing an fair rewards to an appointed employees, staffing is required. So these are the importance of staffing. So next, we are going to learn staffing process. Staffing process means before appointing an employee, certain homework has to be done. So before appointing new employees to an organizations, what are the homeworks that we need to execute? That is called as staffing process. The step number one. First step is estimating manpower requirement. So here we are calculating how many number of hours workload are there. Depending on that, how many number of employees are required for completing the specified task. Okay, when we are estimating manpower requirement, it includes, see, point number one, number of employees, number of persons, and point number two, type of persons within qualification, what qualification they should design, what are the skills, how many number of years of experience they should have. So these all the things will be included when it comes to an estimating the manpower requirements. Point number two, recruitment. So already in the meaning I told what is recruitment. Recruitment means we need to stimulate encouraging employees to apply for the job is called as recruitment. See, this kind of process already you might seen outside. So this kind of posters and advertisements we are giving to motivate employees to apply for the job is called as recruitment. The next one is selection. Selection in the sense, selection is the process of first, we are going to choose a suitable person to an organization is called as selection. Placement, giving in charge to a newly appointed employee is called as placement. Once the new employee is placed, orientation will be conducted to know and complete environment of a business. Orientation will be conducted for a newly appointed employee. This orientation will support him to find what are the responsibilities and responsibilities towards a newly appointed employee towards an organization. And next step is training and development. When it comes to training, we are having two types of training. One is on the job training, another one is off the job training. On the job training ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ working place and training place will be the same. I'm repeating once again, working place and training place will be same. It is called as on the job. When it comes to an off the job, training place and working place will be different. Training place and working place will be different. That is called as off the job training. So here we have different types of training when it comes to on the job and off the job. But here I'm not going to explain in detail. So we have a separate slide for explaining the different types of training. So this kind of trainings will be given for an employees to increase their skills, ability, talent, everything. When they increase this, all the additional qualities, definitely the career will grow. That career growth is called as that career growth that career growth is called as development. Next, performance appraisal, evaluating the performance of employees that may be current or past is called as performance appraisal. Okay, once the performance appraisal is satisfied, the promotion will be given to an employee. Promotion, responsibilities will change, status will change, salary will change. So these all the things will change depending only the performance. Okay, when there is in promotion, definitely we can plan for the career plan of an employees. Finally, whatever the work the employees perform towards the growth of an organization, whatever the service they provide for an organization, fair compensation has to be given. Along with fair compensation, additional financial benefits like it may be a bonus or commission has to be given. When we provide bonus or commission, definitely the employees will get additional motivations towards providing service to an organizational growth. So now we learned the staffing process. So next in deep we are learning what are the what is recruitment, what is selection, what is training and development. So now let us start with in deep we let us learn what is this recruitment. Recruitment means searching for prospective employee and stimulating them to apply for the job in an organization is called as recruitment. When it comes to recruitment, we are having next we are learning sources of recruitment. When it comes to our sources of recruitment, here we are having two sources. One is internal source, another one is external source. When it comes to an internal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ within an organization existing employees we are taking, that is called as an internal sources. When it comes to an external, outside the organizations we are recruiting an employee is called as external sources. When it comes to an internal, we are having two classifications. One is transfer, another one is promotion. In case of transfer, there will be no changes in status. There will be no changes in status, responsibility, and salary. That is called as in staffers. That is called as transfer. Okay, only the place will change. He may work in, he may work, presently he may work in Bangalore. Okay, so when it comes to transfer, presently is working in Bangalore and he is transferring to Mysore now. That is, his status, responsibility, salary will not be changed. What he used to work, what responsibilities he had, what salary he had, he was receiving, everything will be same even in Mysore. So that is called as transfer. The second thing is promotion. So in case of promotion, the working place will be same. The working place will be same, but the status will change, responsibilities will change, salary will change to an higher level. That is called as promotion. Okay. When it comes to an external sources, we are having different types of sources for recruiting an employees. Under that, the first one is direct recruitment. In case of direct recruitment, complete job details will be provided on the notice board of an enterprises or organizations. So here we will appoint unskilled or semi-skilled jobs vacancies will be filled when it comes to an direct recruitment. The second one is casual callers. Okay, see if I need a job, I will go in search of finding a job is called as casual callers. After finishing my graduations, if I want a job, I will go in search of many companies. I will drop my personal resumes to companies specifying that if there is any openings, please give us call. So like that, if I show in, if personally I visit an organizations and I drop my resumes, such kind of recruitments are called as casual callers. And the third one is advertisements. When it comes to an advertisements will be given in newspapers, trade journals. So complete along with in complete details about an organizations through the advertisements, we will recruiting an employees is called as advertisements. Next one is employment exchanges. So when it comes to an employment exchanges, we have government employment exchange. So here the recruitment will be done for skilled and unskilled jobs. Okay. Next we have in placement agencies and management consultants. It is a private consultant office. So they will recommend a suitable candidate for an organizations or enterprises or businesses. The next one is campus recruitment. So your selection process will be done through universities, colleges, management institutes. So some of the companies will visit college and they will recruit and employees. So that is called as campus recruitment. Recommendations of employees. Next one is recommendation of employees. Presently working employees will suggest, so he is my friend, he is my ex-colleague in some other company was too dedicated, so we can appoint. So like that, recommendations will be there in an existing employees. Through the recommendation of existing employees, also recruiting process will be executed. And the next one is labor contracts. For a shorter period of time, on the basis of contract, we are appointing unskilled workers. That is called as labor contracts. Next one is advertising on televisions. So complete within job description, the within complete information regarding a job, the advertisements will be given on the televisions is called as advertising on television. Next, web publishing. So nowadays in internet we have many websites like naukri.com. So like that we have different types of websites for collecting and information regarding recruitment process. Okay, so these are the two different types of sources of recruitment, and it is the most important question for 8 marks in your final exam too. So we learned about an recruitment. So now we are going to learn about an selection. Selection means it is a process of choosing best person from among the job applicants for a job is called as selections. Okay, now we are learning what is this selection process. So previously we learned staffing process. So now we are going to learn selection process. In case of selection process, the first step is preliminary screening. When it comes to preliminary screening in recruitment, we have collected the biodata of candidates. Those biodatas will be screened. That is called as preliminary screening. If that particular data is supportive to an organization, we will select such kind of biodatas. If it is not suitable in the biodata only, we will come to know what is the qualifications, experience, everything. The personal data of a candidate can be information we will get in biodata. If that biodata is suitable, we will select it. If that biodata is not suitable, we will reject it. That is called as preliminary screening. Step number 2. Once the preliminary screening is done, we are moving to a second step called as selection test. Selection test will be conducted for identifying and measuring the intelligence, skill, ability of an candidates. Okay, selection test will be done for selection test will be conducted for measuring the intelligence, skill, and ability of an candidates. Okay, when it comes to a selection test, different types of tests will be conducted. Among them, the first one is intelligence test. So here, in case of intelligence test, here we are going to measure psychological behavior, psychologically how the intelligently the individual can perform his task. So here we are going to check up to what extent psychologically, intelligently the candidate can answer. Okay, that is called as intelligent test. When it comes to an aptitude test, here we will measure the potential of new learning skills of a new candidates, up to what extent you have an interest of learning new things. Learning new things is called as aptitude test. When it comes to a personality test, in case of personal test, we will evaluate the emotional feelings of a newly appointed employee and maturity level, confidence level, courage. So these are the things will be evaluated when it comes to a personality test. Okay, and the next one is trade or pro efficiency test. In this case, we will learn up to what extent professional and technical knowledge is a particular person is having. Okay, and the last one is interest test. In which area they are having more interest. Such kind of test will be conducted to identify the interested areas. This kind of different types of tests will be conducted for knowing the intelligence, skill, and ability of a candidates. Next up, step number 3. Employment interview. Once the preliminary screening is done, selection test will be conducted. In case of selection test, if he passes the different types of test, in the employment point of view, interview will be conducted. Okay, in case of employment interview, qualified candidates in selection test are called for in-depth conversation conducted to evaluate candidates' suitability for the job. This employment interview will be conducted for finding suitability of a candidate for the job is called as employment interview. Next, once the employment interview is conducted, step number 4 is reference and background check. So we will collect and from the newly selected candidate only we will collect his reference number, and we will evaluate the background. Reference in the sense if the person is working in some other company in the previous, so any one person's contact number will be taken for evaluating how the performance was there, how he used to mingle with all the employees, how he dedicatedly used to work, like that the informations will be collected. Background, the personal information will be collected, that is called as background check. Next one is selection test. If the reference and background is satisfied, so the next selection decision will be taken by an concerned manager or concerned department. Okay, so after selection is confirmed, medical examination will be done to check the medical fitness of a newly appointed candidates. So if it is satisfied, the step number 7 is job offer will be given by the company. Okay, so later the contact of employee will be done. So then that means that the proposal acceptance letter should be given by a newly appointed candidate to an company is called as contract of employment. Okay, so these are the different process of selection. Okay, in completely we learned the staffing, completely we learned about and recruiting, completely we learned about a selection. So now we are going to learn about training and development. So what is training? Training is a process by which aptitude means learning new things. Okay, in by which aptitude, skill and ability of an employee to perform specific job are increased through training and development is the growth of individuals in all respect is called as development, training and development. Okay, so now we are learning what are the difference of training and development. See, training is a process of increasing knowledge and skill, but when it comes to development, it is a process of learning and growth. Training always enables employees to do the job better, but when it comes to development, it is an overall growth of an employee. Training is a job oriented process and development is a career oriented process. So now we are learning when training and development is given by an organization, what are the benefits the organization may receive when training and development is organized to an employees. Our first benefit is systematic learning. When training is provided to an employees, so we can always be better to it and trial method. So there is no we can't trial and it and trial method means, see, if we provide and training to an employees within full knowledge, they will work. If they don't, if we are not providing in training, there will be a chance of confusion, there will be a chance of wasting of materials, time, energy, everything. So we need to overcome all this. That is called as an it and trial method. Systematically, if we are providing training to an employees, we can it and all the trial methods can be removed. First benefit the organization will receive. Second one is we can improve the employee productivity, whatever the work the employees are performing, so productivity can be seen in terms of quantity and quality. That leads to increase the profit. Point number 3, training equips future managers who can take over in case of any emergency. When you are providing training, in case of emergency, even these people can also handle the situations. That is a benefit the organization will receive. Point number 4. So training always increases an employee satisfaction. When they are satisfied, we can reduce after absenteeisms and we can reduce an employee turnover. Okay, point number 5. See, training always support us to accept the changes. Either it may be an environment or it may be a technologies. For all the changes, we will be ready when it comes to when we are providing training to an employees. And the next one is when you are providing training, supervision will be reduced. Okay, and this results in reduced cost of supervision. This all the benefits the organization will receive when they are providing training and development to an employees. And now we are going to learn the benefit of training and development to employees. Okay, what are, if the organization provides training and development, what are the benefits the employees will receive? The first benefit is training. If they receive training, definitely they will improve skills and knowledge. And due to training, that leads to better career of an employees. First benefit. Second benefit, their performance will increase if they are receiving training from an organization. Point number three, training always supports to efficiently we can handle the machineries. Okay, so when we are providing training, and training always increases satisfaction and morale of employees. These are the benefits employees will receive when an organization provide training and development to an employees. So one slide I told in the separately we have in slide for learning what is this on the job and off the job. In this screen, I'm going to clearly specify what is these different types of training. So in case when it comes to in training, we are having two types of training. One is on the job training, another one is off the job training. In case of on the job training, the first one is apprenticeship program. So in case of apprenticeship program, training will be done under supervision and guidance of experts will be there. Under experts, they will supervise, they will give an guidance to an employees. Such kind of training is called as apprenticeship programs. Second one, coaching. So in case of coaching, superiors will guide and instruct the trainees as in coach. As an coach, if you want to learn a swimming, a coach will train you. If you want to learn a singing, a coach will train you. So like that, through some superiors guidance, you will learn that you will train. Such kind of training is called as coaching. The second one is, third one is internship training. See, in case of internship training, practical work experience will be gained. See, after finishing MBBS, no medical institute will give and newly without experience, they won't be allowed for doing an operations. One expert will be there. Students will after finishing their MBBS, expert will give and guidance. This is how the operation has to be done. Practically, they will give and knowledge how to operate. Such kind of uh, trainings is called as internship training. Next one is job rotation. In case of job rotation, we will shift of work from one job to another job. The complete, whatever the jobs, the different job activities are learning, executing in a business. So one day they may work as an accountant, one day they may work as a manager, one day they may work as an receptionist. Like that, all the active roles will be learned when it comes to an job rotation. So this kind of training will be given in the same place where the company will be executing and training. Both will be in one place. Such kind of trainings are called as on the job training. The second classification is off the job. Training place will be different and working place will be different. It is called as off the job training. When it comes to an off the job training, the first one is classroom, lectures, conference. It always includes audio, visual, demonstration. See the presentation what I am giving. Such kind of presentations, trainings are called as classroom, lecture, conference. The next one is films, practical demonstration of skills. So in movie nowadays we are seeing small videos are coming to operate many things. So short videos through displaying the short videos. So we are educating, we are training them to learn. Such kind of short films are called as practically we will demonstrate for making them to learn. Okay, that is called as in films. Case studies, so written description of an actual situations. See case studies in the sense, see you may sit in the interview, they will be asking a question. See, presently my company is earning and 70% of profit. If my company wants to increase additional at least 20% profit, So what is your opinion regarding this case? So like that, certain different types of cases will be given. Through the case studies, we are training, we are educating. Okay, such kind of trainings are called as case study. And the fourth one is computer modeling. In case of computer modeling, step by step, we will model the machineries. Okay, by pressing individually. So we need to model a complete model. So for complete model by stepwise, it will show. We will program it. The model will be designed. Okay, just see, now I'm using the PPT. Just I'm pressing an enter key for next slides. Okay, so how you, like that. So for every the model will be designed by using in computers. So step by step we will train an employee. This is how the complete machinery has to be designed and complete model has to be designed. Like that we will give and training. Such kind of trainings are called as computer modeling. And the next one is vestibule training. In case of vestibule training, we will take in support of equipment, tools, and machines. By using equipment, tools, and machines, the training will be given to an employees. Programmed instructions. In case of programmed instruction, simple to complex, the learning process will start. So these are the two different types of training will be given to an employees, which supports them to enhance skills, aptitude, ability towards performing their responsibilities. Okay, so this is how these are the content from your chapter number 6 called as staffing. See, staffing plays the most important role. So in first chapter, nature and significance of management, we have one sentence. So management is a goal oriented process. Sorry, management is an group activity. So one person executing the whole thing is too difficult. There should be a supportive people. When we have in supportive people, definitely achieving organization will be very easy. So for that, staffing process always will support us. So regarding this chapter, if you have any doubts, any clarification is required, please comment in a comment box. Okay.